All right, what is up, y'all? Welcome to the Wednesday Bookmap stream. It is 10:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 Central, and we are live on the Bookmap server. Yeah, so overall, the charts have began to broke down. We've had one good bullish day, and that was the big historic green day last week. Phenomenal single day rally, and so far it is back to top wicks. It's back to VIX being over 30. It's back to 30, 40 point candles, and we all wait for JPOW in a couple hours. Overall, I am biased to the downside as long as this top wick continues. On the 5-minute chart, we have a small little bounce that's putting in higher highs, higher lows, tightening price action, unable to reclaim highs. So I'm still looking to play back down to the overnight low, which we haven't officially touched yet, of 54.30. All liquidity on Bookmap on the macro scale is down. If you look at the order book, everything is down. Down. Macro scale and otherwise. Think we might reverse this 30-minute candle. Well, look at it. Let's go to that 30-minute. What does that 30-minute tell you? Aggressive selling into any kind of supply. Huge sweep. 30-minute chart. Every single time the buyers attempt to go higher, they smack it down with aggression. It happened on Thursday after the big green move. It happened every single time. Look at the 30-minute chart, riddled with sells. Mainly this right here. Big move. So that's why I'm looking for at least a play down at 52.40 in the upcoming days, and then ultimately 4300 on the macro scale. Also, create perfect. Yep. What would buyers need to do to hold the bounce? If you want to look for high prices, if you want to look. Now, with the VIX being this high, the chart can change on a dime. Literally, by the end of the day, we could be at 54.90. And things can change. So you have to play things on the midterm charts when things are doing this type of price action. If I want to see them put on a bounce to head back up to 55.60, 55.80, and then 5800, I need to see them be able to hold higher highs on long-term charts. The order book has to be able to tell me there's enough buyers on the order book to achieve a higher price, to be able to attack the premium, because that tells me there's more buyers than sellers. If they're constantly dumping every upside attempt, there's far too much selling in the book, and it's not going to be able to go higher, which has a very distributive look on the order book when that happens. And that's what they're seeing here. Ever since the big move on Wednesday, last Wednesday, everything has been selling to strength. That is not a good look. I think I posted the wrong YouTube link, Colin. Y'all and your W's. I love it. Why is Spotify not working? Spotify not working for y'all? It's not working for you? Uh-oh. No bueno. No bueno. That's a sign of extreme intelligence. You mixed a current word with a future word in your mental queue. Huh. Which word? Looks like they're going to reintroduce a bill to ban stock trading by Congress. That'll never happen. Yeah, I reposted the wrong YouTube link, but I updated it. So they're still holding this little trend line here, which I'm still playing the bearish thesis. They're unable to accept highs. There's nothing that's going higher. So that's what I'm looking for. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so overall thesis is still lower, macro scale. Today, as long as they continue to do the 15, 30-minute top wicks, you still play the same exact thing we did yesterday. Nothing's changed. The order book is still doing exactly the same thing they've been doing since Monday morning, so still play lows. Play the trend lines as needed. Of course, maintain the highs and lows. The purple lines you see on the chart is the morning range for today. Not hearing anything? What about now? Look, there you go. What SQs call print? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, man. Here you go, Dan. What do you think about this? Still top wicking, still holding. Price action is definitely back and forth a little slow, so that's why I'm repeating myself 87,000 times, because nothing's changing. Hero right now. They are beginning to buy back some of the calls, but they're still in a call selling environment. I'll take 2 of them. Heck yeah, man. That looks delicious. Was that a little salami? A little pepperoni? A little mozzarella? Let's do it, baby. NASDAQ just put on a crap ton at 18,587. Remember, what time is it? 10:40. In about 3 hours, we have JPOW coming out. So expect shenanigans up until that area. Going to Boston next week for food show. Ooh, I bet that's good. Love it. Big green engulfing on the 15 and 3. Same thing as yesterday, though. I took my one trade this morning, and that is it. Get something else in here. So, what do we see going on the options chain? Which is probably what's catching people off guard. VIX is holding 30, yet the 0DT options volume from last week has dropped significantly, despite the fact that VIX is holding 30. So what does that tell you? Longer positioning, the longer institutional hedging is still on the books. We're not playing the day-to-day stuff here as much as we were because options volume on the zero scale has dropped way down, way down. We saw it on the Hero, we see it in the options chain. So the market is still holding on protection. Now, I think we're going risk off into the weekend. We have a long 3-day weekend, so the dealers have to ask themselves, will there be any geopolitical shenanigans from Thursday night until Monday morning? If their answer to that is probably, then they are going risk off into Friday or into Thursday. Aren't you supposed to be sharing Bookmap on a Bookmap stream? Yeah, but it just doesn't work unless I share my entire screen. Which point you'll hear my Spotify. But I can do that. Yeah, let's go take a look. Whatever update Discord did, it kind of screwed everything up. It's no bueno. No bueno. Here you go. Right now, Bookmap on NASDAQ, 18,587. The past couple of days, Bookmap's been very light liquidity for NASDAQ, but now we have this very large level lower. ES has a little bit up here at 53.95, but overall, definitely on the long-term scale, it's lower. Zero DD premium is terrible. It is, definitely. It is. Be wild if China invaded Taiwan on Easter. Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, that announcement is gonna be coming. Probably take 3-4 months. It'll be in the summertime, but Canada paused rates here for the first time since last year. Nickelback or Slipknot? Heck yeah, man. So on the 5-minute, it's nothing but green candles. They saved a couple of reds. Now we're breaking above, and it appears we're heading back up to the high of the day. Very slow. Move right on back up. Not in any trades right now. I'm not trading anymore unless I just get comfortable. What's your favorite tariff so far? All the tariffs. All the tariffs. Man. Dollar still getting crushed. Another red day for the dollar. The dollar's now gone from 110 to 99. If they take out this area, we're going back down into multi-year lows for the DXY. I knew we were tech AM highs. Well, it's still having trouble. We'll see what happens. They may immediately open the next algorithm with a red candle. Zombie, oh yeah. Kino Der Totent is the best zombie map ever, man. Whatever it's called. We didn't have a zombies day one time. It'd be great. They are beginning to roll into some calls here. We'll see what they begin to do. They're back to neutral, and they're still selling puts. And we have that liquidity up on book, 53.95. They're putting back on at 53.35, so now we have ES and NASDAQ pulling some liquidity down south. What do y'all think about this death cross? Once you had to complete puzzles, I was done. What puzzles? A little bit of red coming off. So in 2022, once the death cross happened, the market downtraded for 8 more months. 2020, it downtraded for 5 months. 2018, it downtraded for, 6 months. And it just crossed again. I agree, Juicebox. And the new zombies, it's inside zombies, you have to do puzzles to win. Yeah, that's dumb. I just want to shoot zombies. If I wanted to do puzzles, I'll do some Sudoku. Am I going to go live during JPal's speech? I am not. He ain't going to say nothing we don't already know. It'll cause some back and forth, but yeah. What is that? What is that? Somebody just sent me a Twitter link. It's hilarious. No, the Twitter link. Someone just DM'd me. All right, 53.71. See, still rejecting this top area right here. Coming on down. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what that is. Oh, man. Yeah, you're welcome, Beezy. Yeah. If it was anything scheduled like a main event for JPal, of course I would definitely stream it. But yeah, this is just, he's not going to say anything controversial. No way. Still rejecting this area. Still maintaining a bearish bias. I don't see anything to get me explosively bullish here. No surprise rate cut? No, I ain't gonna do no surprise rate cut. No. No. So, I mean, the main thing I'm looking at here, you know, when I'm watching the book, I want to look for two things: size and management. We don't really have any size here, but we do have some management. 53.35, you see them adding to the book lower. Maybe that's probably because JPOW's coming along here in a couple hours. NASDAQ has this cat here at 15.587 or 18.587, and he's switching it up. You see them managing this book all over the place. They're moving this order up and down. So 18.6, ES coming down 53.70. I'd say we'd come on down and fill that. We'd fill that. Bought super cheap 19 calls and 34 puts for the zeros. Nice. Right here. What size monitor am I using for Bookmap? It's a 34-inch LG wide, ultra wide, but not the curve monitor, not for the Bookmap stream. Mid-Wednesday session, man. It's always slow. It's always slow. They topic this back over. They kind of already done this little move up and down. Play towards that right there, 18.6. In the event that this comes down, I mean, that's only 30 points down NASDAQ, but we have two channels on ESN NASDAQ here. No volume. 30. I don't like it. Her book is fantastic. It is. It is fantastic. Highly recommend it. Bringing back lower, baby. Do it before you go to the gym. Heck yeah. I'm about a week away from getting my squat rack set back up in my new house. I'm pumped. Can't wait to get back under some heavy weight in the garage again. I hate doing squat day at the commercial gym. Is Nvidia's day in the sun over? I think there's still going to be a topic. I mean, there's still going to be a player, a top 10 player. I think their day in like Rage Fest is done. I think they're not going to do that crap again. Show my wife by putting pictures of Lindy in the house fridge. I love it. Love it. Five, 3, 7, 9. Man, this stuff is tight. See if we can get down to the low of the range. Here comes 18,600 and more managed adjusted liquidity. It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing to see on the book. Down we go. Beautiful. 18.6. If I take any additional trades this afternoon, it's going to be on NASDAQ just to get a little bit more movement per dollar. Gabagoo achieved. That's right, Dan. There we go. Look, now 18,550. Look, they didn't even fill that order. That order didn't even fill. They quickly right back down to 550. Watch it, man. Everyone's trying to BTD. The book says otherwise. The BPA says otherwise. I say otherwise. Let's go, baby. Great. Great. I saw there's 7 billion ETF longs and it's all degenerate buying the dip. Yep. That's the only thing people know how to do on the short term time frame, which, you know, to their point, it works out most of the time, but that's not the environment that we're in. Yeah, buddy. I wonder if I could download Black Ops 3 on my computer. I've never played zombies on my computer. I've only played it on Xbox. That'd be great. Much better on PC. Get us a team of 4 going. I know we've been saying that for a couple years now, but or you can get a Steam Deck and play Black Ops anywhere you want. That sentence exceeded my abilities of technical understanding. I told the wife when I moved into this house in a couple of weeks, like I'm on vacation mode for like 3 weeks. I ain't doing nothing. So I'll play a little Black Ops. Work out, stream, play Black Ops. That's it. It's basically a handheld computer the size of a Switch you can play on PC games. Yeah. Yeah, I'm building a chicken coop. Yeah. That's good. That's like more entertainment though. That'll take me a couple of days. See how long that lasts. Probably not. I'm not good at rest, which is it's a curse. It can be a curse. $53, $40, $35. So you see that we're still got liquidity lower here. So I think eventually we're going to retest low of the day. Come on, baby. I want to get something going. Got to earn your keep. I do. I do. Still maintaining. Another top wick, so they're still selling into strength. That's the theme here. Selling into strength. The only way to flip the order book, back to the bottom wick upside movement is with volume. And we don't have volume. All we have is top wicks on the 15 and 30 with no volume. So you have to look for a volume spike with a bottom wick that'll hold to flip the order book back to aggressively long. Otherwise, it's just an opportunity to drop. Look at that. Nasty. I guess you can't see my chart now. Here, let's go back to this real quick. Right here. Look at that. All selling into strength. Every bit of it. Gap. If you want to flip the order book, you need volume. Would I short here? I mean, it's looking likely we're going to drop. I don't like playing midday like this. You know, the price action is a little bit choppier back and forth. We have JPOW coming up. I've already got one trade on the books. I'm okay. I don't like taking a secondary trade unless something looks pretty, unless it's standing out. It's kind of like I want the trade to find me, not the other way around. Another top wick. If anything, this week's been the week of iron condors. 100%. Is it possible to play the 5 here? If you're a quick scalper and you want to scalp 5 or 6 points, yeah, sure. But that's not my thing. Every single trade I put on, with the exception of the first 15 minutes of the day, is put on with the intent of holding it all day long. If it breaks down into a scalp, so be it. But everything has the intent of trying to hold all day. And that helps me filter out the crap. Could you have a look at NVIDIA? Yeah, let's take a look. NVIDIA. NVIDIA right now is put selling, call selling. And in fact, let's expand that to the Mag 7. Mag 7 is the same. Aggressive call selling. So not a lot of oomph on the Mag 7, which is one of the reasons why we are still looking for lower prices. They just sold all the calls they just kind of rebought on the S&P. Still stuck, yeah. Order book, yep. So Bookmap, this is the Bookmap stream where the order book is kind of directing us lower here. And if I want to see all of that change, I need to see volume, I need to see order book go higher, I need to see order flow higher, I need to see bottom wicks that hold. Every single bottom wick now is immediately sold or top wicked. With low volume too, so I'm not seeing any buyers hit the tape. If you want to see a longer time frame thesis change from the downside to the upside, I need buyers' participation. You can't buy without buyers. You're not going to raise the prices on all your products in your store unless you're seeing people buy the crap out of them. Otherwise, you're just going to continue to stifle your product movement, your inventory movement. Same thing with the market. I have to see volume to change the order book from selling to buying. And we don't have that. Order book says down, VPA says down. The Option chain says down, and here we go. That's why you'll pay me the big bucks. Another big top wick. I'm gonna have to charge a 30% tariff fee for the Discord entry. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna force price to go up, buying all inventory. Ends up with a ton of eggs. Exactly. Y'all ever just crave a hot dog sometimes? I'm not big into hot dogs, but sometimes hot dogs. Costco hot dogs? Heck yeah, man. What's up, Lib? Yeah, buddy. Gotta go look at a job. Bacon wrap glizzy. Triple glizzy. Oh my gosh. Sonoran hot dog. Love it. Ever had a Sonoran hot dog? I saw something the other day about how to teach your kid about taxes. Buy them ice cream cone, you eat 30% of it. Yeah, buddy. Hopefully one day I can allow them to eat their entire ice cream cone because I don't have to teach them about that anymore. One can only dream. One could only dream. Another bottom way. Had a corn dog last night for the first time. I'm not a big corn dog fan. I like hot dogs. I like corn. I don't like corn glizzies. Discord prices are terrific, right? What's up, Martin? Appreciate that, buddy. My brother always makes his kids pay candy tax when he gets candy. 100%. Especially if it's Reese's cups. You got to make them pay the candy tax. In fact, I'll go back to pre-Reagan tax, like 80% tax. Give it to me. When it comes to candy tax, I'm like King George. So we're back and forth here, obviously. Still aggressive top wicks, but they're defending 35.70, getting ready for J-Powell. And when it comes to sentiment, the prior 30, 45 minutes into J-Powell's speech, don't set your daily or your remainder of the day sentiment until at least after he starts talking, because there's going to be some shenanigans, even if he's not going to say very much. Your wife's going to teach him to start throwing your tea in the bathtub. Hey, I would be proud if they protested by throwing all the tea in the bathtub. I'd be proud. Teach them the right way to do things. Yeah, little one if by land, two if by sea type of thing. Oh man. Boring stuff. Options chain is still selling everything. There's no buying on either side of the tape. Selling everything. No coincidence that we're flat. We've been dead flat now for about an hour. A lot of back and forth, wiki. They're finding that balance into JPOW. I just keep seeing this. Yeah. Yeah. That's there. This little support resistance area. But overall, I mean, look at the longer time frames here. Like, what do we see? Sweeping top wicks, unable to close higher highs. Now, things will change. If we start attacking this area, recapture the 1884 on NASDAQ, yes, their same level, 5400, yeah, then we'll start to re-engage to the upside here. But for now, it's still just unable to capture anything. Very slow. Very slow. Which is okay. We had a lot of movement the past couple of weeks, and we'll get more movement again. Another sell. Stuck in this range, 100%. Yep. What do we have? 3 weeks until FOMC? May 7th, I think it is. Yeah, FOMC. So 3 weeks. Another top wick. Rolling back over. 53.50. Still unable to break higher. On price action like this, stay off the 5. Go to the 30-minute and just hang out. Let the price action dictate what's going to happen. The 5-minute will get you looking at stuff that's not there. It's Fugazi. Fugazi. Another sweeping top wick. Close it down until we break out of the side. There you go. Don't bottom wick it. There you go. Still holding. Liquidity back up to 54.10. Watch that little cat up there. Still prepping for JPOW. Bottom wick. Yep. Right here in the range. Right now, I recommend shutting it down until into or after JPOW. Just back and forth. Not the greatest trading environment. I'm certainly not trading. So, there you go. They're still selling puts big time. They're selling calls too. Back and forth. VIX is now broken red after being up 7%. Right here. More buyer strength than sellers. Bottom wicks getting stronger than top wicks. Not really. Again, look at the top wicks. Look at the 30-minute. 30-minute chart is still all top wicks. We're still inside the range. Until we start getting over into the 53.90, then we'll start to play into the bullish thesis. But right now, it's just neutral at best. Everything is still top wicking in this range. But ES, no, we didn't. We didn't sweep the highs on ES. 53.90 is sweeping the highs. Not yet. Now, on the book, you see this 54.10 come on, in addition to the 53.50, which I think is just some positioning for JPOW in a couple of minutes or hours, which is why I'm saying don't trade now. There goes a green. How would you play this? We had an inverted hammer on the 15-minute, which at the very least could give a decent scalp. I don't know how confident inverted hammers are, but that makes a decent entry for Globex lows, at least to hold. Well, when you are approaching, if I'm looking at that situation, if we're approaching the lows after the inverted hammer, I definitely don't want to short. I don't like shorting into a level like that. If I'm not already in a short position, I want to let them clear that position and then play on through. Now, in terms of bouncing back up, once we clear that prior high on the follow-on, then I'd be more willing to scalp long on top of that. Big green move. Look at that, into this liquidity. Now we've taken out overnight AM highs. Now we've taken out AM highs. There's a big green candle out of nowhere. Very suspect. Very suspect. I was trading SPX for about 10 days and pushed my $10 account to $20. How'd you do that? How do you even trade with $10? But last 3 days I'm gonna doing nothing, just losses and getting stopped out in positions. Any tips? I mean, I need to know more, but that's the way the market goes, man. I frequently say traders get smoked not during a trend, but when the change of a trend happens. And we've got a little bit of change this week from what we've been experiencing the past few weeks. That was a big green move out of nowhere. 27 points. Took out AM highs. Now we're coming up to overnight highs. Now that with volume. So the buyers control the book. There goes volume. And that's the difference maker there with volume. And a triple bounce off of overnight levels. Yeah, got you in the confirmation, definitely. We barely missed that overnight low area, yeah, but I definitely don't like shorting into those levels. Right before the end of the stream, that always happens. Right at the end, right at this 11:30 time frame. There's something about it. We always go flat the entire hour, and then right when it ends, it goes crazy. Pre-market high? Yeah, possibly. I think all this is just setting up for JPOW. A little bit of green move into the event, and then right after. That's a common theme. We are coming up at the end of the stream, though, right here. If you have any questions, let us know. It's been very tight, though. So typically is Wednesday, middle of the day, is usually the flattest part of the week, unfortunately. But we make the best of it. We make the best of it. There's a guy that sells hot dogs in front of Lowe's every day. I might go run into Lowe's and get me a hot dog. New York style with some sauerkraut. Heck yeah, man. Top wick. No additional trades for me. I've taken one trade. I traded the US 500 with a 30-cent stop loss, and I traded EMA support resistance and VWAP. Nice, nice. Yeah, so just be aware that the market conditions have changed. You have to go big to small analysis. So every single day, start your day on longer time frames, daily, weekly, monthly, and then move in from there. So you can kind of see what the market is doing. Change it up. You want to, if the market's downtrending, be short biased, do that. But when the market starts to change, you've got to change your thesis, especially when it goes into consolidation and it's no longer trending one direction or the other. That's a very hard point for traders to trade because they want to trade the big outlier moves up or down. They want to play the breakouts, the breakdowns, and it just doesn't happen. And it smokes both sides of the book. Why do you think all of a sudden all the prop firms are coming out with all their deals and stuff? Because everyone's getting smoked. And they got to keep the people coming. All right, y'all. That is 11:30, the end of the stream, and that concludes our hour together this week. So if you have any additional questions, hit me up. If you want to join the server, we'll be doing this every day for the foreseeable future, at least. And then, of course, next week back Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. So, or no, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. If you have any additional questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. I'm out. See you.